Formaji YouTube video k lia oper jo tum ny story lik kdhs k oper tai men strong hook lik k do. Hook jandar. Suspenseful our curiosity si barpor hona chaye k mary vauer engage ho jn our video ko ntk deken I walked down the deserted street. An old house stood by the roadside. Some windows were broken. The wooden door hung open, rotting. A light breeze passed through the cracks, making a creaking sound. A chill ran down my spine. The smell of dust and dampness filled my nose. The first step inside made the floorboards groan. Everything around me was dark and silent. The walls were dirty, stained, as if someone had been here before. I looked around the large hall. The light from the windows cast strange shadows. My heartbeat sounded loud in the silence. Every step I took echoed through the empty house. I felt eyes watching me from somewhere in the shadows. I climbed the stairs to the second floor. The wooden steps creaked under my weight. The old bedroom was covered in dust and cobwebs. The wardrobe was open, as if someone had just left. I heard a faint whisper, but no one was there. I held my breath. I listened carefully. Footsteps sounded behind me, but when I turned, nothing was there. The air grew cold, making goosebumps rise on my skin. The laughter grew louder, echoing from every corner of the room. It was not playful or joyful. It was cold, hollow, and cruel. It wrapped around me like a fog, tightening with each heartbeat. I could barely breathe. My hands shook. My legs refused to obey. It felt as if invisible chains bound me to the dusty floor. The tall figure did not move. It simply stared. Its eyes glowed faintly, as if lit from within. I could feel its gaze piercing through me, deep into my thoughts, uncovering every fear I had ever tried to hide. I tried to speak. My voice was gone. I opened my mouth, but only a rasping breath escaped. The shadow took a single step forward. The air grew colder. My skin felt numb. Suddenly, the cupboard door slammed shut behind me. The sound made me jump, and the tall figure flinched slightly, but then it smiled. Not a smile of warmth, but a smile that twisted the air, curling the shadows like black smoke. I wanted to run, but the laughter returned. It was closer now, surrounding me. I realized I could not tell which direction it was coming from. It was everywhere. I managed to crawl backward. Dust and broken glass cut my hands. I could hear my own breathing, loud and ragged. Every nerve in my body screamed to flee, but the front door was gone. I spun around. The entrance that I had come through now appeared as a blank wall, solid and unyielding. Panic rose like fire in my chest. I screamed, but the sound was absorbed into the house. The laughter shifted into whispers. Soft, sinister whispers that spoke words I could not understand. Yet I felt them sink into my mind, pulling at memories I did not want to recall. I noticed movement in the shadows. Figures, dozens of them, flickering in and out of the corners of my vision. They were not fully visible, more like dark shapes with glowing eyes. They circled me silently, keeping just out of reach. I tried to back away, but the walls seemed to move closer with each step. The house itself was alive, closing in. I stumbled into the kitchen sink. Water, long stagnant, spilled over my shoes. I looked down and froze. The liquid reflected faces, not mine, but dozens of twisted, screaming faces. They moved and writhed in the water, mouths opening and closing as if begging for help. I turned my gaze away, but the faces had followed me, crawling up the walls. A shadow detached itself from the darkness. It was smaller than the tall figure, crouched low, moving with unnatural speed. It darted toward me. I tried to scream, to move, to fight, but I felt paralyzed. Its hand brushed my shoulder, icy cold, like touching death itself. I shivered violently, a scream stuck in my throat. Then, a sound unlike anything I had heard before pierced the air. It was a low, guttural growl, coming from beneath the floorboards. The house trembled slightly, dust falling from the ceiling. The tall figure raised its arm, and the shadows all fell silent. The growl grew louder, resonating inside my chest. I felt the floor vibrate beneath me, as if something enormous was moving underground. The air shifted. The whispers turned into screams. Not human, not alive. The temperature dropped even further. my breath freezing as it left my lungs. The tall figure stepped closer. I could now see it fully in the dim light of my phone. Its skin was gray and peeling, eyes hollow but burning like coals. Its mouth opened, and I saw teeth long and sharp, like knives. I stumbled backward again, tripping over the broken table leg. My head hit the floor. Stars of pain exploded behind my eyes. When I opened them, I was not alone. The shadows had multiplied, filling the room completely. I could see dozens of pairs of glowing eyes, staring at me. The air was thick, heavy, almost breathing with me. Something moved beneath my feet. The floorboards cracked and split. A hand shot out from the ground, skeletal and cold, grabbing my ankle. I screamed, wrenching my leg free, but the pull was strong. The hand clung to me, clawing at my shoes. I fell backward, crashing into a wall. The tall figure was right in front of me now, its face inches from mine. Its eyes bored into my soul. And then, a voice, deep, echoing, not human, whispered directly into my ear. It spoke words I could feel rather than hear. You do not belong here. I tried to move, to pull away, but I could not. The shadows leaned closer, and the laughter returned. It was louder than before, deafening. A sudden flash of light erupted from my phone. For a moment, everything froze. I saw the shadows recoil, the tall figure hesitate. The glow reflected hundreds of faces in the dark. The skeletal hand retreated beneath the floor. The whispers stopped,